Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Dr. Jorth from the Oak Lane Wellness Clinic. I want to start by asking a simple question. As we get a bit older, does the idea of staying on top of our health ever feel a little overwhelming? All the appointments, the reminders, the lists of shoulds and should-nots. Many of my patients, people I've known for years, tell me the same thing. They want peace of mind. But sometimes the constant search for problems creates more anxiety than it relieves. It's a common feeling, and you are not alone in it. At our clinic, we believe in a philosophy of smarter, gentler medicine. It's not about doing less. It's about doing what's right for you as an individual. It's about shifting our focus away from hunting for shadows toward nurturing our well-being. Today, we're not going to talk about scary statistics. Instead, we're going to calmly walk through 5 common health checkups. For many of us over 70, these might not be as helpful as we think. We'll explore some gentle alternatives and smarter questions to ask. This is about empowering you to be a confident partner in your own healthcare journey. Shall we begin? Let's start with bone health. The DEXA scan is a common test to check for osteoporosis. The intention is wonderful. Prevent fractures. We all want to stay strong and independent. But here's a thought to consider. A DEXA scan tells you the density of your bones, but it doesn't tell you the most important thing, your risk of falling. You can have strong bones, but a simple trip over a rug can still cause a fracture. For many healthy, active seniors without a prior fracture, the information from the scan doesn't change the most important advice. Think of it like checking the tire pressure on a car, but ignoring worn-out brakes. The pressure is important, but the brakes are what prevent the crash. In this case, preventing falls is our braking system. So, what's the gentle solution? Shift the focus from bone density to fall prevention. Are the rugs in your home secured? Is the lighting good in hallways and stairs? Are you doing simple balance exercises? Talk to your doctor about your functional health. Can you stand on one leg for 10 seconds? Can you get up from a chair without using your hands? These are often better predictors of fracture risk than a scan. This doesn't mean DEXA is useless. It's vital for those with a history of fractures or certain medical conditions. But for a routine checkup, ask this question. Instead of a scan, can we first create a fall prevention plan? Your doctor will appreciate your thoughtfulness, and you'll be addressing the real issue, keeping you steady on your feet. Next up is the annual blood panel, the one with dozens of tests for your liver, kidneys, electrolytes, and more. It feels comprehensive, like a full report card on your health. The challenge here is simple. As our bodies age gracefully, some of these numbers naturally shift. A result that is slightly out of range for a 30-year-old might be perfectly normal for a 75-year-old. These small flags can trigger a cascade of worry and more tests, often leading back to the conclusion that everything was fine to begin with. It's like listening to an old, beautiful clock. You might hear a few extra ticks and whirs that weren't there 40 years ago. But it doesn't mean the clock is broken. It's just settled into its own rhythm. Our bodies are the same. The gentle solution is targeted testing. Instead of a wide net, work with your doctor to use a fishing rod. Based on your personal health, family history, and any symptoms, decide which specific tests are truly necessary. Are you on a new medication? Let's check kidney function. Feeling unusually tired? Let's check your thyroid and iron levels. This is proactive, not reactive. A great question to ask is, based on how I'm feeling, which of these tests will give us information we can actually act on? This changes the goal, from finding problems to making informed decisions. Your body has been your faithful companion for decades. It deserves this kind of thoughtful attention, not a scattershot approach that might create worry where none is needed. Colonoscopies are a life-saving tool for detecting colon cancer. Screening is incredibly important for most of our adult lives. The guidelines are clear for people in their 50s and 60s. However, as we move into our late 70s and 80s, the conversation needs to become more personalized. The preparation for a colonoscopy can be taxing, and the procedure itself, while generally safe, carries small but real risks. For older adults, especially those with other health conditions, we have to weigh the benefit against the burden. Most colon cancers grow very slowly. A polyp found in an 82-year-old might not have caused any problems for another 10 to 15 years. The core question becomes this: is the small risk and definite discomfort of the procedure today worth the potential benefit a decade from now? There is no single right answer. It's deeply personal. The solution here is shared decision-making. This is a heartfelt conversation with your doctor and your family. It's not about an age cutoff. It's about your overall health, your life expectancy, and your personal values. Consider non-invasive stool-based tests as an alternative for ongoing monitoring, if the procedural risk is a concern. The empowering question is, given my complete health picture, what are the realistic pros and cons of another screening for me? This honors your wisdom and your unique life journey. You've earned the right to make healthcare decisions that align with your values, not just follow a one-size-fits-all checklist. Now, I want to tell you about a patient of mine, Arthur. He's a 76-year-old retired woodworker, sharp as a tack. He loves spending his days in his workshop, but he came to me feeling over-medicalized. He had a list of upcoming routine tests, and it was weighing on him. One was a cardiac stress test before a minor hernia surgery. Arthur told me, "Doc, I can carry a 40-pound slab of oak across my workshop. Why do I need to walk on a treadmill to prove my heart is strong?" He was right. We discussed it, and instead, we used a functional assessment. His daily activity was a better indicator of his fitness for surgery than a standardized test. We simply documented his excellent functional capacity. This is our fourth challenge. Preoperative stress tests can sometimes create more anxiety than insight, when your daily activities already demonstrate your heart's strength. Arthur also talked about his late wife, Eleanor. In her final years, living with advanced heart failure, she was still being called for routine mammograms. It caused her immense stress for a benefit that was clinically insignificant given her overall health. Arthur's point was powerful. Medicine needs to see the whole person, not just a body part to be screened. This is our fifth challenge. Routine mammograms in women with limited life expectancy can cause distress without meaningful benefit. The solution should have been a compassionate conversation about her quality of life. So, with Arthur, we threw out the checklist. We sat down and created a wellness plan instead. We focused on his balance for fall prevention. We agreed on targeted blood work only if he felt unwell, and we acknowledged his strength as a valid measure of his health. He left my office not with a list of appointments, but with a sense of relief and control. For the first time in years, he told me later, I feel like I'm in charge of my workshop again. My body is my workshop, and I know its rhythms better than anyone. Arthur's story beautifully illustrates our 5 points today. Let's quickly recap. Instead of routine bone scans, focus on fall prevention. Instead of broad blood panels, opt for targeted testing. For late-in-life colonoscopies, have a shared decision-making conversation. For pre-op clearance, consider a functional assessment. For any screening, always ask if it serves your overall quality of life. So, what can you do with this information? I'm not asking you to cancel any appointments. I'm simply inviting you to think. This week, maybe pick just one of these ideas that resonated with you. Perhaps write down 1 or 2 questions you'd like to bring to your next doctor's visit. The goal isn't to challenge, but to collaborate. And if you feel comfortable, share one small change you've made for your well-being in the comments below. Doesn't have to be big. Maybe you started doing balance exercises or decided to drink a glass of water first thing in the morning. Your stories inspire all of us. Remember, your health journey is not a series of hurdles to clear. It is a path to be walked with wisdom and self-compassion. You have decades of experience living in your own body. That is a form of expertise that no test can measure. At the Oak Lane Wellness Clinic, we believe that true health isn't the absence of numbers on a chart. It's the presence of joy, purpose, and peace of mind. It's about having the strength to work in your garden, play with your grandchildren, or, like Arthur, to head out to the workshop and build something beautiful. Thank you for spending this time with me. Be well, be wise, and be kind to yourself.